Hello. I am going to start doing cosplay tutorials for my makeup. Because apparently that's what people want, and also I'm running out of ideas for content. And also I want an excuse to post on YouTube, so maybe people will like this. Maybe, I don't know if I'll be very helpful, but I shall try to be helpful. I'll also try and make my... Is that better? I think so. So, I'm gonna shut up now, and I'm just gonna do my makeup. So here I am, obviously putting on my little headband, because I normally put a wig cap on, but nah. These are my contacts, I'm just putting them in. Always put them in before you do your makeup. If you want to wear contacts, please do contacts before your makeup. Or at least before your eye makeup, but I just do it at the beginning. Just, because my eyes water a lot when I do it. So, yep, there's one. And there's my second contact. Once you're a veteran like me, you can put both of them in under a minute, but it took me 3 minutes. So, yep, contacts. And then this is my little makeup pouch. And this is my primer. It's a green primer from Napoleon. It is really good because I have really red skin and it gets really dry. And it just protects my skin from the foundation and combats my red skin and makes it work under foundation. You only need the tiniest bit and then just rub it on there. I look like a toddler trying to get hair on my face. And then this is my foundation. I use a brush nowadays. I used to use a beauty blender, but the brush I find is way better. You literally only put the tiniest bit on, especially because I've got pale skin. So you just dop it on your face. And then I just spread it with the brush. You're not meant to, spread it across your face like that, but I do because, it's just easier for me to spread it. It's faster. And then, once you're evenly coated and all foundationed, it'll show you in a minute. I just pat all of it down so it's not streaky. And yeah, get in the nose, because the nose is the worst bit. All the creases. And all foundationed. Oh yeah, make sure it's blended with your neck. Yeah, so this is me patting my face so it's not streaky. Nice close look. Cool. This is where I keep all my palettes, my eyeshadow, my blush, all that stuff. So next step will be blush. There's my little cat in the back. Hi, Snow. Yeah, so I use my blush palette. I do blush before anything else. like after foundation, and I just mix those two shades. I'm not showing it. There we go. And then I have a blush blindness, so I just go ham, and I aim for my very upper cheekbone closest to my eye, and then I kind of do like I don't even know what, a triangle from there, and then I blend it down. Basically, just exactly what I do here. I'm not a makeup artist. I have no clue how to explain it. So I blend it into my eyes as well, because I find it's more natural. And then I just use the excess of what's left on the brush to just spread it across close. Yeah, see, like that. Yeah. And then I'm doing the exact same on the other side. Some people like to do like each side of their face at the exact same time. Like one side, then the other, then one side, then the other. But then I find I get way too blushy because I didn't mark a stopping point. So, just me trying to get it even. And I keep thinking it's not even, but it's just the lighting because, yeah. There we go. All done. Girl. Yeah, and then I blend it onto my nose and I basically just smear the excess on the rest of my face. And then I use a white powder instead of a concealer or anything, because as you noticed, I didn't use concealer, so I use a white powder under my eyes. It's mainly under my eyes that I worry about. And that just brightens up my face. And then I just put it in the T-zone as well. And it just helps with sweat, and it sets it better because I don't use a setting spray either. And then I have a red spot there, so I just cover that up to try and lighten it. And then brush it off with the blush brush. Any excess. Close look. There you go. I'm looking in my mirror. I had a pimple or a red spot there, and you can't really see it, so that's good. And then I'm doing my eyeshadow, but I'm using the blush from earlier. I always go for a blush because it's way more pigmented, and I just literally just pack that powder on, and I just aim for the outer corner of my eyes with the colour, so it doesn't look like I've been punched. And because of my eye shape, I always bring the eyeshadow under my eye, and it does something. I think it just helps you see the colour better. And it doesn't matter if it's messy. Well, it does. But it doesn't matter if it's a little bit wonky, because in a minute I'm going to be blending it out. I bought a new palette, so I thought I'd try that new colour. Like, sorry, my dogs are barking. Yeah, so I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll try this colour, and it also works, so I just use that to put even more colour into it, like more vividness into it. It's okay if it's not vivid, but I just thought I'd try it. Yep, so I'm just doing the vivid. And then this is with a flatter brush as well. It's not as fluffy. And I'm just blending it into my crease a little bit. And then I swap to a white shimmer, and I just use my finger to blend it on, so it's just more pigmented. So I put that on my inner corner and my lid, or like halfway over my lid, as you can see. Do that on the other side. And then I get a new, like a clean, fluffy brush, and I just blend out the harsh, like, lines from exactly what I'm doing there. You know, I'm just circular motions blending out the hard edge, and then I'm blending the pink and the shimmer on my lid so it's not as boom, you know. Same on the other side, who would have guessed? And then I just put more shimmer on my inner corner so you can actually see it. I love glitter. A lot of the time I also put it on my nose, but I genuinely forgot to put highlighter on my nose. So, you can do it, you can also skip it, it doesn't really matter. And then I use a white pencil liner for my waterline. It just makes my eyes look more open. Not that. More. It just makes my eyes look more, and it just completes the look, I think. Again, you don't have to do it. It does look really good without it, but I am a sucker for pencil liner on my waterline. I used to hate it, but I've gotten used to it. And yep. And then I use a waterproof eyeliner because my eyes are water crazy. And I kind of just line downwards. So it's like almost a puppy liner, but it's also not. It's just straight out. And then I follow my waterline, basically. I'm probably explaining it really badly, but you can see what I'm doing. And then I didn't think it was thick enough, so I just made it thicker. And I don't go across the entire eyelid because otherwise I mess it up. So I just go to my middle point of my line. Oh my god. Middle point of my lid, and then I do an inner corner, and I try and connect it as best I can. I poked myself in the eye. I really recommend doing the eye that you struggle with first. I did not do this, and I started with my good eye. So you'll see in a little bit that I messed up the other side, and I had to fix it. I went upwards instead of just straight across. And you can see me notice that once I thicken the liner. Look at me. Oh no. See, it's not that noticeable. I could have gotten away with it, but I was being a perfectionist for the purpose of this video. Yep, I'm looking in the mirror after I fixed it. Alright, and I use false lashes. I do recommend tweezers over going in with none. Just because you can... Your fingers, they're kind of fat and you can't really see what you're doing. Whereas tweezers, you have more control. So you just put that on there, coated well. And then you've got to blow on it for like a minute. Like, I had to chop it. It took that long. And I'm going to regret what I just did because it's still too wet. So you see, I just plonk it right in the middle. And this is where I realize it's still wet. So I keep touching it, trying to fix it. And then I just squeeze the false lash and my lashes together to bring it closer to my lash line, and also to stick it on a little bit better. And then doing the same thing on the other eye. It was also too wet, but then also too dry. It's really hard to do false lashes. I should really invest in some magnetic ones. And then I'm doing my eyebrows with my Avatar palette. I love it. I use that green with an angled brush. And it's just eyeshadow. Or like powder, whatever you call it. And then I just trace over my natural eyebrow. I have tried gluing my eyebrows down, but I didn't really like how it looked because it looked really dodgy. So I'm just like, you know what? Just trace over them, and then you just brush them to get rid of any excess powder, which does smear it onto your skin. So, you can clean it up, but I don't really bother because I have bangs. And then I use 2 lip products. I use a lipstick, which is a MCO Beauty one, I'm pretty sure. And it's just, a pinky red. And sometimes it's too pigmented, so I just go on with my finger and spread it and, do that. And then I like to put a gloss over it. Doing makeup at midnight is a pain. Yep, so I put a gloss over it. I love that gloss. It's just from Kmart. And I am done. Yep, I'm done. I'm just showing off my face now. Bonus, I'm putting on my wig cap. Again, I could put my wig cap on before I do my makeup, but it slides off my head because, I don't know, I have a weird head. So I'm just putting it on after I do my makeup. And I'm showing you the thick bit of elastic goes at your hairline, and then you pull it over the rest of your hair. If you have a big, thick lump in the back of your head from, the length, just push and shove your hair all over the place. Do up the top of the thing with a hair clip, and then I put 4 bobby pins in, and then I'm getting my wig on. And that's a helmet, so it's a pain to put on. I sped it up so you can, not wait 10 years. And there we go. That is my Maomao makeup routine. Feeling cute. I'm probably not going to get into full cosplay because putting the full cosplay on is such a pain by myself, and it is almost midnight. So I'm just gonna film my content while I'm, already wigged up and makeup. I'm already basically in cosplay. I'll just do Slumber Party Maomao because I don't care. Also, it's fun. I find it fun when I don't wear a costume because it's just a little different. It's fun because just like Miku, every Miku is canon. Every Barbie is canon. Every cosplay can be canon. So, thank you guys for watching. If you want me to do more, I will. I do have more cosplays, and also more on the way. They're in the mail. So once I get those, I'll also do that, maybe. Thank you.